Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am Paisano. Genevieve is not with us tonight. We are hosting a little pre-birthday sleepover. Her birthday's coming up in a couple of days. All you Genevieve fans, feel free to wish her a happy birthday. Next time you see her, she'll be a year older and wiser. Tonight we're going to talk about an American duo. There's not many duos that come to mind. These guys, the White Stripes. Their inspiration, the flat duo Jets from the late 80s and early 90s. And the Black Keys are a duo. So, it's a pretty short list of duos as far as groups go. This is the White Stripes and their fourth studio album called Elephant. And it's a double album. They had established themselves since their inception in the late 90s as a formidable rock act. Jack White and his ex-wife Meg on drums. He tried to pass he always said that it was his sister, but they were really ex-spouses. And they carved out a little niche for themselves, that's for sure. I was lucky enough to see them in 2005 at the Opera House in Boston, Massachusetts. And it was a great show. Great rock and roll show. This Elephant was released on April 1st, 2003 by V2. That was the label it was on. XL had a hand in it, and Third Man Records, which was Jack White's own record company. They all had a hand in this. And what's unique about this album is Jack White, there was no digital recording for this album. It was all done on analog equipment pre-1963 or 1965, something like that. Oh, no more recent than 1963, it says. So it was recorded on old analog equipment to try to get that old analog sound. And it's a great sounding record. Great sounding record. I assume it's probably produced by Jack White. Yeah, it was produced by Jack White. He was a very good producer, great guitar player. His use of fuzz. I always admired his use of fuzz. Very deep fuzz. Even to this day, he's still out playing with a band. And his fuzz sound is like next level. Tremendous guitar player. Very innovative. This is back when their whole aesthetic was black, white, and red. It's pretty much their bread and butter. Everything was black, white, and red. Even the records themselves, see a lot more black, white, and red there. Even the records themselves, see some unusual imagery there. One of the records is white. I think it's the only white vinyl I have. And the other one is red. I do have one other red vinyl, and that's Slayer's Divine Intervention, which I reviewed earlier on the channel. If you haven't seen it, you have a serious interest in red vinyl, go check it out. This one's red. Very cool. Very cool. Drop the sleeve. Try not to drop the record. Be a tragedy. Sleeve doesn't want to stay put. It was a great listen. The album played very, very well. I only played it a couple times before I turned it into an MP3, so it was really a solid listening experience. I mean, you could barely tell it was vinyl. Only on the real quiet parts, the lead in and the outro, in between songs, you could hear a very slight crackle every once in a while, but it played. It played like a CD. Sounded great. Let's go over the track listing. Side A starts off with Seven Nation Army. Instantly became a sports theme song. Played at all sporting events. Dun, 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 dun. Marching bands could play it. Anybody could play it. Horns, played at almost every sporting event back in the day, especially. That's followed by Black Math and There's No Home for You Here. Side B, second side of the White record. I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself. In the Cold, Cold Night, sung by Meg. I Want to Be the Boy to Warm Your Mother's Heart. And it finishes with You've Got Her in Your Pocket. The Red record. First side, Ball and Biscuit. Very bluesy. The Hardest Button to Button and Little Acorns, which is a very unusual song. It's spoken word and thumping rock. It's a very unusual song. Little Acorns. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. And if the last side, Hypnotize, The Air Near My Fingers. Girl, You Have No Faith in Medicine. And it finishes with It's True That We Love One Another, which is kind of a silly song and pretty much unnecessary. Doesn't really go with the rest of this album. But Jack White, for one reason or another, decided to record it and put it on here. It would have done just as well without it. This went to number 6 on the U.S. Album charts. Billboard Top 200, number 6, which is pretty damn good for a rock record. So rock was still charting back then. It does not chart anymore, sadly. There were a few singles released off of this. 4 singles. Seven Nation Army, I Just Don't Know What to Do with Myself, The Hardest Button to Button, and There's No Home for You Here. Seven Nation Army, what did that get to? No, only got to number 76. Yikes. But it was number 1 on U.S. Alternative Airplay and number 12 on U.S. Mainstream Rock. But on the Billboard Hot 100, only number 76. I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought it would have done better than that. It's the washing machine draining. Better than the toilet flushing, which you hear from time to time on my channel. What else do I have to say about this? They had about a 10-year run, I would say, the White Stripes did. By the time 2010 came around, they were pretty much done. They released a couple more albums after this, and they were finished. I think a couple more. Hickey Thump in 2007, great album. Under the Great Northern Lights, which really wasn't. That was a live EP, I think. Glasses fell. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it for the White Stripes for now. Let's talk about subscriptions. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about rock and roll here. Always have, always will. And if you've been watching for some time and not yet subscribed, stop leeching off my extensive musical knowledge. Bite the bullet. Subscribe. Join Team Paisano. I'm sure Jean-Pierre will be in fine form on Monday night. We'll grab the Pittsburgh Pirates hat, give it a little shake it up. She'll reach her hand in, she'll pull out a slip of paper, she'll hand it to me, and next Saturday night I will give you my honest and heartfelt thoughts on another album. Until then, YouTube, thank you and good night.